Hello everybody and welcome back here to IndySportsCrew.com and our special edition Monday Night Reaction this week. Saturday night, Monday Night Reaction as we get set for the Colts playoff game at Baltimore. I'm Thad Van Eeren and I'm joined by the newest member of Indy Sports Crew and our NFL playoff analyst, Graham. Corey Van Dievener is going to join me here for this one. He's been locked in the Indy Sports Crew NFL film vault all week long, breaking down this Colts-Ravens matchup, and he's going to give us some insight here in just a little bit. But first off, the Colts, they beat the Texans at home, the final game of the regular season. They were already locked into that number 5 seed, but Coach Chuck Pagano comes back. They get the big win for him. You know, everyone knows he's been battling leukemia. So he's back, but the Colts do win. They go to Baltimore, and obviously the first thing we have to touch on is the numerous amount of storylines going into this game. Yes, Coach Chuck Pagano is back for the Colts. That's huge. You know, they've been riding kind of a momentum type thing. Let's get this done for Chuck. Now he's back. Can that emotion continue into the playoffs when you go on the road? Secondly, Ray Lewis for the Ravens, middle linebacker, his 17th year in the league, all with Baltimore. He announced this week that this will be his last playoff run. He's going to retire after this. So the Ravens defense and the Ravens team, you know, it's kind of, let's get Ray out of here on top if we can. You know, he's got one Super Bowl under his belt. Let's see if we can get him a second one before he wraps it up. And obviously another big storyline, always when the Colts go to Baltimore, but especially when it's in the playoffs, the Colts just going back to Baltimore. You know, they moved here from Baltimore in 1984, so the fans out there kind of despise the Colts organization, especially Robert Irsay, and maybe a little bit Jim Irsay as well. But big things going on, big storylines there, but as Graham pointed out to me earlier when he was looking at the film study in the past couple of weeks, the biggest storyline comparing these two teams right now is the storyline of former Colts head coach turned Baltimore Raven offensive coordinator now, Jim Caldwell. Caldwell's going to be calling the plays for the Ravens this week, as he has for the past couple weeks of the regular season after they fired Cam Cameron, Indiana native, Terre Haute South grad, IU grad, played football and basketball at IU, and so you're looking now, Caldwell calling the plays for the Ravens. How that going to change it up with them? Could they go more no huddle? Is it going to open the passing attack up more? Are they going to rely more on Ray Rice? And as most Colts fans can attest to, you know, Caldwell was one of those guys who liked to, keep it tight to the vest, play things conservatively. Is he going to just try to go ground and pound with Ray Rice, rely on the defense, not trying to make any mistakes? We'll see how that could play out. And then the final thing and the keys of the game. This is what Graham has been talking about to me all week, and he's got some great points here. The first thing is he says it's going to be key to see if the Colts offense can get off to a good start in a road game. It's been a while since the Colts have played well on the road. You know, you look back to that Thursday night game against Jacksonville where they played well. They played decent at Houston, but a couple of big plays there cost them the game. So you want to see if the Colts, and especially Andrew Luck, who's had some problems with interceptions on the road, if they can get on track early. You know, don't let the crowd get into it. Don't let the Ravens handle momentum, because as we've seen before in the playoffs, you know, Joe Flacco has been a very good playoff quarterback. You don't want him to get into a rhythm, and you don't want them to get ahead where you're just relying on Andrew Luck trying to make plays. We've seen him do it a ton, but you don't want to see him do it on the road in the playoffs in his first environment like that. And the second thing, and maybe the biggest key according to Graham when he was breaking down the film study, is the wide receiver defensive back matchup between the Ravens wide receivers and the Colts cornerbacks. Are they going to be able to contain Bolden and Torrey Smith? You know, if they're able to kind of keep them under wraps, it's going to be hard to keep Torrey Smith under wraps. He's a very good wideout. But if they're able to contain them just a little bit, or enough, as I would say, to leave those linebackers in the box, you know, so they can help up on Ray Rice, help on the tight ends a little bit more, and you're not going nickel and dime packages the whole time to try to match up with them. That's the key to the game according to Graham. You have to make sure that those cornerbacks can check the wide receivers enough to keep the defense in true form and make it tough for the Ravens. You know, make them go long drives that take up a lot of time to get to the end zone. No big plays, nothing like that. Give your offensive chance, and as we've seen now with 11 wins on the season, 8 of those comebacks, If you give luck a chance, if you give the Colts offense a chance at the end, more than likely they're going to get it done. Our predictions. Graham has the Colts big in this one. He thinks the Colts get it done 27-13. I'm a little bit closer. I think the Colts do win. I think it's going to be tight. I have the Colts 24-21 at Baltimore. We'll see if we're right. Thanks for coming to IndySportsCrew.com, and we'll see you again next time.